Will the market go up or down? Should you lock in or float? Find out this and more with Master of the Markets, hosted by Barry Habib of MBS Highway. Brought to you by Paramount Residential Mortgage Group.
In today's mortgage environment, providing our wholesale community with the best combination of product, pricing, technology, and service is paramount to their success. PRMG, built by originators for originators.
Welcome to another edition of Master of the Markets. I'm Barry Habib and MBS Highway. This is created exclusively for Mortgage News Network, and it's brought to you by our friends at PRMG, working for your best interest. So how's the health of the housing market? Pretty darn good. You know, a lot of times we get housing reports, and because the nature of these reports, in order to get them together, they might be a month or two behind. And then when you consider what happens with housing is that there's a period of time it takes to close, and there's a period to shop. So the numbers sometimes can reflect the sentiment of the market for 2 months or 3 months, or sometimes even longer than that from when the report is issued. And that's why when we see some of these reports, we have to remember what was going on at that time. Was the stock market down? Were interest rates moving higher? Were they moving lower? Things like that can really affect the sentiment of a buyer that's shopping. Well, one of the more real-time data points we get is when we see the MBA's numbers on mortgage applications, because that really gives us an idea of what's going on in an almost real-time manner. And boy, oh boy, the numbers last week were very strong for both purchases and refinances. Purchases are now up 10% year over year. And get this, refinances, holy cow, we certainly are in a refi boom, up 58% from where they were last year. Tremendous move higher. Rates are helping, but you know what? Rates are only 3/8 lower than where they were a year ago. That's good. That's, believe me, that's a good help there. But really seeing a lot of good activity. And when you see purchases up this much on a year over year basis, the nice thing about that is that home prices are up 4%, sometimes more than that in many areas, 4 or 5%. Some of the reports say that home prices nationwide are up close to 7% year over year. That we get from Zillow, but I'm not so sure. I'd rather look at the Case-Shiller numbers there showing home prices year over year closer to 4.5% above where they were a year ago. And because of that, for purchases to be up 10% year over year shows a lot of strength, underlying strength. I think we're going to be in for a very strong market on both the purchase side in the spring, and so far so good on refinances. Now, refinances are clearly a beneficiary of lower interest rates, and one of the reasons why the needle moves as far as interest rates could be the jobs number. We got a jobs number last week, but we were able to kind of skate past it, even though the amount of job creations was stronger than expected and there was previous revisions. The thing of it was that we had the unemployment rate stay steady because people had left the workforce. And this was one of the counterbalancing things on the strength in the job creations was kind of tempered. It was also tempered because hourly earnings had decreased a little bit. So overall, the jobs report was one that the bond market kind of took as it wasn't too hot, wasn't too cool, and the bond market kind of skated past it. Now, this week, we have a few things that can impact us. We've got some inflation data, but the Fed minutes that we're going to get this week historically has been troublesome for the bond market. So we'll see if we can get past that number. We can begin this week with trying to take it day by day, but I want you to watch on the 10-year Treasury a level of around 250. If the 10-year Treasury breaks above 250 rather convincingly, well then this nice downward trend that we've been in will have been violated, and that means that we're kind of in a new trading range. But if 250 holds, and we kind of see yields slowly stay underneath it, you could be in store for even lower yields than you had seen recently. Hope you guys have a great week. And by the way, why don't you jump onto MBS Highway and get all the data real time so that you can share it along with so many other tools that will help you beat your competition. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
PRMG continues to provide our wholesale partners across the nation with better technology, better product, better pricing, and better service. Our nationally recognized brand is more than just an image. It is a symbol of integrity. PRMG, built by originators for originators. Be sure to click on the link below for your free 30-day MBS Highway trial.
This is Mortgage News Network.